it's the first of many good days. Because like way I roll, baby, way I roll is different. Way I roll is different. God has allowed it to be that. Uno, dos, tres. I am a guy from a place, Charm City, Bipper, Keys the Vandal, Marquise is the name my mama gave me. I'm here, and I'm grateful to be here. Thank you all for stopping in for Reflections and Gratitudes. I am really happy to do this cast, and, I appreciate support. Let's go. Quote of the day. I deserve to feel good. I matter no matter what. I don't know who said it, but I think it needs to be said. I deserve to feel good. I was talking to a friend. He mentioned a book called Pleasure Activism. I got to check it out. But it made me think about just that concept. I deserve to feel good, and I matter no matter what. I matter no matter what the circumstances are. I think a lot of times I've found myself negotiating my value. Like, this is why I'm important. You know what? That's not needed. I matter no matter what. I matter if I'm broke. I matter if I am disabled. I matter if I am anything that people just tend not to agree with. I matter. And you do too. So that's the quote of the day, and that's the affirmation. Song of the day. Song of the day is When We Get by D'Angelo. It's been stuck in my mind. I enjoy D'Angelo's music. He's one of my favorite artists. He's inspired by some of my favorite artists, and he has inspired some of my favorite artists in the present day. So check that song out. It should be on any streaming platform you can find. It'll be on this app too. When we get by, when we get by on love. That joint is hot. So it's a old song, but it still got vibes. Like, it's timeless, and I think that's what I like the most. Timeless joints. You feel me? So yeah, tap in with that. Brown Sugar is an amazing album. Just it's that joint. So let's get into it. The Gratitewds, the grateful for. All right. I'm starting with the ability to witness the growth of people around me. Man, I've seen so many people grow in the last 2 years. I've got homies that are going to the gym now. I got friends who are just committing to their crafts. I'm looking down because I got notes here. But for real, like, I got people that are committing to their crafts. I got people that are doing things that we talked about, we joked about, things they said they didn't think they could do. And that makes me really happy. So yeah, I'm grateful to be a part of their growth and just see them at a distance or see them up close. And when people reach out like, hey, you inspired me, or when people are just like, I'm doing this thing and this other person inspired me, and I'm like, oh, that's tough. It's like, it doesn't have to be about me, So I like to see the growth of the people around me. Shout out to the homies that's getting busy. Testimony is a really big thing I'm grateful for. That's my number 2. Redman shared his testimony in an interview, mentioning just how he went through a divorce, and he went through a lot of different struggles in his life after that, and he started to check in with himself. A lot of mirror moments, a lot of moments in isolation, and he mentioned going celibate. He took a vow of celibacy for himself. And he went celibate with weed, and he went celibate with the women. The distractions, all right, can get in the way. And it reminded me of this conversation I was having the other day with a friend. She was mentioning needing to be more disciplined, and I was just thinking, like, sometimes there's this thought that we can fight temptation. Sometimes you gotta flee temptation. Sometimes discipline is because of the distancing you're doing. So discipline requires some distancing from certain people, certain environments, and certain things that are just pull you back into habits that don't really serve you. There is a level of willpower that some people are blessed to have. Everybody isn't that individual. So I think just that part of him mentioning giving himself some space, staying in the house more, starting to check in with himself, reminded me of where I'm at. It gave me a little more faith in what I'm doing, and just something I'm grateful for. So yeah, I'm glad he mentioned that, and his testimony was inspiring. Check out his interview. I forgot where it's available, but yeah, his interview was very inspiring. Positive cultural shifts. This is following up on that last thought. It's people that have been held accountable for problematic behavior. There's people that are holding themselves accountable for problematic behavior. And I'm just grateful to see it. I'm grateful to see more people speaking up about things that we're not comfortable with and we don't want to see any longer. There's a lot of people that got to run the culture in the last decade, honestly, like the last 20 years, just been running the culture in a way that's uncomfortable. A lot of people are uncomfortable with it, but haven't spoken up. And we are getting to a point where not only are people getting called out, they're getting removed from space. And that's needed. And people are stepping into those positions to give us what we've been asking for. So I'm really excited to see what can come from it. Shout out to artists like Doechii. Shout out to people getting the flowers they deserve. Shout out to some of these cities, like my own. I'm from Baltimore. And my city's changing in a lot of ways, in a lot of positive ways. There's a lot of cultural shifts that are taking place where we're prioritizing mental health. We're prioritizing breaking cycles. It isn't an anomaly to say that you do yoga. It isn't like a foreign concept to say that you juice or you take walks or that you are in therapy. It's not foreign anymore. It's something that we're getting more comfortable in, and I'm grateful to see that. Getting back into making these videos. These videos, reflection videos, are something that I started at the top of 2023. So to be in a new year at the top of 2025, doing something that I started in 2023 for myself, it's really special for me. I started this concept in my uncle's house. I might even add the video on my socials later just to show where I started. But I'm just in a bedroom in my uncle's house with a microphone, talking before I go to work at a school. And just knowing that a lot of things are going to change. I don't know what the changes will look like. I don't know what the changes will be needed for, but I'm just open to a newer possibility. And this is the product of that continual effort in commitment to myself and to the things that I said I wanted. So this moment is really special for me. This new setup is special to me, and I'm grateful for everybody who's supporting just the little things. The support goes a long way. But yeah, I think I added also in my notes, I got space to create and mind my business. I truly enjoy community and I have fun outside, but there are certain things community cannot give me. That was actually one of the really big points I wanted to sit into. Community cannot give me this. And community didn't give me this when I started this 2 years ago. And what sucks is community saw me with this and pulled me away from it and pretended like this thing didn't happen. Like I wasn't the catalyst, and it's fine. Because they're not responsible for that. And I'm actually thinking deeper about that concept because I'm going to do a video following up of some things I learned moving through communal spaces and doing community service. I did this podcast and I told a lot of stories from my stance of community service, and I recognized that I came with a lot more expectations than were realistic. Some people vied for me to have like, you're right, you're righteous, but it was like, no, I'm not owed anything. And in that process of people telling me I was old, I started to feel entitled. So I'm just sitting into that thought as of late. Like, I'm capable of doing a lot more than I've been able to show that I am. But because a lot of people met me in a season where I was at the tail end of giving all I had to people who were giving so little back, I looked like I was a beggar. I looked like I was entitled. And it's really something that irritated me. Because I'm like, no, I'm actually a lot better in solitude. I actually don't need any of you, with respect. Like and I don't want to see any of you because that's the uncomfortable part. There are people who are genuinely blessing my life and expect nothing in return. But there are some people who are giving to me to get something in return later. And that's not cool. I don't do favor for favor. I don't do tit for tat. You like me or you don't. I'm cool with either side you're on. But no matter what side you're on, I got to come first in some of this, a lot of this. So major respect to people who are helping me get back to me. Reflections. What was the breaking point that was Redman inspired? The power of what if questions. Mindset is everything, and adults need playtime, nap time, and snack time. That last one's really been meaning a lot to me. What was the breaking point? The breaking point for me was a lot of breaking points. There was a lot that had to be chiseled away. One of the breaking points was waking up in 2016 in a place that I wish not to be in. And my family seeing me in a position that I thought I'd never be in. And being blessed to make it beyond that, but getting some diagnoses that didn't work for me. And that kind of kept me in this place of feeling ashamed, and like I go back to that. A breaking point more recently was having some relationships romantically that didn't work out because I wasn't healed. Having lost a family member in a time where I'm building. I mentioned starting this at the top of 2023. I did 50 plus episodes from January of 2023 to April of 2023. Unfortunately, I lost a very close relative in April of 2023. And that loss made me sit with myself in a way that I didn't want to. I was running. And a family member I lost was also running, and starting a business and actually flourishing in the business in some new ways and getting more creative and getting excited. And I was too. And then she passed. And nothing freezes time like death. You can't go anywhere. You can try, but you can't get away from that pain. So that was a major breaking point, and that didn't mean I sat still. I kept running after she passed, and I kept running for that year after, and then a little more. But God gonna pump them brakes for you. So I'm grateful for stillness. I'm grateful for everybody who understood my intentions and my heart as I was going through that. I didn't get to explain it to everybody. Everybody wasn't owed an explanation. But for sure, like, I just became a yoga instructor in October of 2022. In January of 2023, I'm playing around with this idea of I'm a podcaster. By February, I'm leaving the school I've been teaching at in full-time entrepreneur, teaching yoga in the community, running around trying to capture the stories of individuals. And in March, I'm up to 15 to 20 interviews. And I'm starting to be a conversation in rooms that I have no consciousness of. I'm starting to gain a sense of popularity. People are knowing about me before I even mention it, but they don't know who I am. They're like, oh, I know that. I know that brand. Right, you're supposed to. I'm grateful you do. But like, what do you know about it? Like, where did you find out about it? What do you believe about it? What do you think you know? And I started to run into the think you knows, the people who thought they knew me. And like I said, I'm still running. I'm still going after she passes. I'm trying to be still. I'm not really capable of that in that moment. And I've been taught a lot of lessons about stillness. I've been taught a lot of lessons about love. I've been taught a lot of lessons about doing for self and not being shamed for it and not feeling ashamed, not making myself feel shame for it, and not inviting people into my space who are going to help me shame myself. So yeah, really interesting space. But it was Redman inspired because he mentioned that point, that breaking point that caused him to do something different in his life and hold himself accountable and change his standard and vision of who he is and who he can be. The power of what if questions is big for me because I would ask myself, what if I was a podcaster? What if I did a group podcast? What if I just did it by myself? What if I use the things that are already around me? What do I already know? The things that are around us can actually get us closer to the dream than the things we envision we still need. God has actually supplied everything we already need. One of my favorite scriptures is Psalm 23. Grandma gave me that. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I still be out here wanting. Like, he provides. God will provide. We are covered. We are protected. But I acknowledge the times where I'm in my own understanding. I'm saying it's not enough. I need a little bit more. I got to go a little bit harder. God ain't asking for that. Yeah, not at all. So, power of what if questions. What if it's all going to work out? What if the storm ain't as heavy as it look? What if people are already setting up ways for me to be the blessing that I know I can be? What if my life and my impact is much larger than I ever knew it was? What if? Mindset is everything. The mindset gonna pull you through. Back to the what if. The mindset's gonna pull you through. Where's your mind at? are you in control of your mind? I mean, it's a funny question, but it's like, in this time, there's so many ways to get distracted. There's so many ways to lose focus. It's so many people who are telling you who you're supposed to be. Get your mind back. That's all you got. And it was funny. One of my homies, major love to my homie, who said it. He was like, "I'm trying to get like you." I was like, "You already like me, cause your mindset where it's supposed to be. And you know what? You don't gotta be like me. You gonna be the best version of you because your mindset is there. It's not no physical reality you gonna get to that's gonna like make your mindset shift. You gotta change your mindset. You can have $100 million and be the goofiest person in the world. We know a couple people in media right now who got $100 million and they're the goofiest person in the world. Why? Because they mindset trash. They energy off. They think they the reason. And they keep doing things that show that they think they the reason. It's mindset, baby. Every day. Adults need playtime, nap time, and snack time. I'm cool with growing up. But growing up don't mean drinking more liquor, smoking more, having more sex. That's not growing up. Growing up is being more accountable for the harm you cause. Growing up is acknowledging when it's you and not everybody else. Growing up is taking yourself out of space when you start to realize you're the problem. When you start to recognize you bleeding on people. Growing up is 10 people that told you having this certain issue, and instead of saying, "Oh, it's just them," you go put yourself in timeout. That's growing up. And we need playtime. We need some time to play. And play don't always look like the things I mentioned. It don't look like drinking, smoking, and it don't look like that all the time. Playtime could look like doing the things that you love to do as a kid. Those things your parents told you couldn't do. I have got guitars more recently. I'm grateful for my guy who gave me the guitars, sold me the guitars. He's a good guy, great guy, special guy. I appreciate you. And I'm grateful for these guitars because as a kid, I watched School of Rock with my mom and my younger brother and sister. And I swore I was going to be, I'm not yet, but I got a little something going and I'm happy about it. And that's just me. That's my playtime. Now, nap time, we need that rest. Sometimes, like I said, I be going and going and going, and I don't need to be going and going and going. I need to go and sit myself down. So nap time, the rest, the restoration, those times where you're doing nothing, you're thinking nothing, cut the socials off. Maybe even start the day with an hour without the phone. I try, I love to send my early morning message, but start the day with God sometimes. Pray time, playtime, and nap time, and snack time. As somebody that's really health conscious, I say make space for the snacks. I'm tired of these shame yourself diets. I'm sorry. I eat chocolate chip cookies. I eat chips. You might catch me at the dessert section if I got it. Tiramisu be hitting, you know what I'm saying? Different type of cheesecakes, you know what I'm saying? Like, treat yourself. Snack time, but also do the work. So back to accountability. It's like, we're not going to do it for breakfast. But you might one day. Like, it just is what it is. But really, that's a reflection I'm having in terms of grace. Grace is an action, just like love is. And sometimes I see a lot of people online telling people this is what you got to be. Again, all of this that I'm saying is suggestions. I really want to add that these are all suggestions and things that I found joyful. I'd hope that you're not like, this is the Bible, I got to do it. Just do what works for you. But I'm giving these as my own reflections to say these are some things that I explored, because everything that I've tried isn't something I plan to do forever. I think that's actually the fun part too. It's like, oh, you're a yoga guy. It's like, I'm a yoga instructor in this moment. Through the grace of God, I'll continue to be active in the ways that I need to be. But my activity blueprint might shift. I might be on roller skates. I might be playing tennis. I might be jet skiing, skydiving. Like, I might be the surfer dude for a little bit. I like surfing. I went and got a chance to surf in Costa Rica one time. That was really lit. That was 2023. I think late 2023. Yeah, so life be lifing. But yeah, we need that playtime. We need that nap time. We need that snack time. Those are my reflections. And I have a poem to share. May your faith outweigh the fear. May the joy bring you to tears. All the praise be to the Lord as the love and light flows from folks so near and dear. I messed my poem up. I'm going to start over. I didn't even know. I love when I read it out loud because it shows me like what I was supposed to edit. May your faith outweigh your fear. May the joy bring you to tears. May all the praise be to the Lord as the love and light flows from folks so near and dear to your heart. 'Cause love looks good on you. Rest your eyes on God through the storm. I am sure you'll make it through. I really sat into that the other day because I'm big on like faith versus fear. I acknowledge how they coexist, but they don't have to coexist within you, and your faith can outdo your fears. We don't have to worry as much as we do. I acknowledge the pains in the world. I acknowledge the possibility for the worst outcomes to take place. But I'm putting my faith first. I'm putting God first. There's a lot of things that I was not promised that I'm living in right now. There's a lot of days where it looked like I was done and I wasn't finished. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for joyful tears. I'm grateful for tears in general. I cry. I think we need to bring that back into the discussion. You know, what's that joint? Lenny Williams. Last night, me and my woman, we cried. We need some crying. Maybe cry with your woman. Cry together. Baby, ladies, make space for the brothers to cry with you. Don't use it against them. It's hard out here. We need to shed them tears. It's tears that weren't shed when your pops ain't show up. It's tears that weren't shed when you got them horrible grades and you didn't get into college you wanted to go to. Or you thought you was going to college and then something shifted where you had to go to work because somebody got sick and life did a lot of things. It was like, You thought you was that, you not. So may that joy bring you to tears and send all the praise to God for every day we get. But yeah, love looks good on you. Love looks good on you is also a shout out to Love More, Be More. It's a brand that I believe y'all should check out. I like it. I love it. I was in a fashion show in December, so all them things. Cool down. So something that I'm bringing into this space is the breath work that has blessed my life. The breath work, mustard. So left hand. One of these. I'm going to go left. I'm going to go right hand on the heart. I'm going to go left hand on the stomach. And what I like to do is take a cleansing breath and clear out my lungs. And then take a deep inhale for 3 seconds. Pause at the top. And exhale for about 9 seconds. Pause at the bottom of the breath. And repeat that process. So go for about 3 rounds. Join me if you like. If not, you can just watch a black man breathing. Thank you for joining me in that. I chuckled because my timing was off. And at one point, I paused my breath for 9 seconds versus 5 seconds and whatever else. But sometimes I do account for the pausing of the breath too. So about 6 seconds in the pause. But yeah, just 3, 6, 9 breath. 3 seconds inhale, 6 second pause, 9 seconds exhale. And, it helps regulate nervous system. It helps me yawn like that, and just get back into my body. in a better way. Great way to start a meditation session as well. Starting with breath work. You can go for more rounds than that if you feel like you need it, if you feel better after the 3 rounds. But yeah, like I said, I really, really enjoy breath work. Peace. I am a guy from a place, Charm City, Bipper, Keys the Vandal, Marquis is the name my mama gave me. I'm grateful for y'all stopping in. Thank you for everybody who is starting to check into these reflections and gratitudes. Think they go a long way. They've really been blessing my experience, so I figured I'd start to share some of the things that I've been learning. I'm planning to expand this, planning to do other types of video concepts, and yeah, thank you. You know, may all that you do in private be blessed abundantly in public. May it favor God and the benefit of all of us. You know, do it from love. Yeah. We were searching for the right way, did a lot of wrong. Can't go back, gotta move on. Gotta move forward with corrections given and accept that living still brings pain. Even when you're moving with the best intentions and you blessed with visions of joy, bliss, peace. Gratitude for every day I live to speak and I live to breathe in growth and abundance. Traumas get healed when the shadows confronted. I know my truth, I wear it in public. Meditate, pray, and give praise when I rise. Keep a clear mind and the planet stays high. Came here with everything, came here perfected. Took on some bags that I thought were protection. I let it all go, every limit. Grateful for peace in this life that I'm living. Glad to say the cycles are finished, complete. And I'm still on my feet. Wishing you peace. Wishing you peace. Wishing you peace. Thankful. Peace.